Addition and subtraction are inverse operations, meaning whatever one does, the other undoes. For example, if you add 5 then subtract 5, you finish where you started. Multiplication and division also are inverse operations. If you multiply by 5, then divide by 5, you finish where you started. Let's think about multiplication for a minute. Multiplication is iterated addition. That means you add the same number over and over. It is useful to think of addition starting at 0. So 3 times 5 means 0 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. There are two things to notice about multiplication. First, multiplication tells you exactly what to do. In this case, add 5 3 times. Second, the answer you want is the result of the additions. In this case, 15 is your answer. In other words, you can think of multiplication as the question, what do you get when you do what you're told? Now, if multiplication means adding over and over, the inverse should mean subtracting over and over. It does. But there is one big difference. Division does not tell you how many times to subtract one number from another. Instead, division asks the question, how many times can you subtract one number from another? In other words, you are not told exactly what to do, and this is stranger than you think. Consider 15 divided by 5. This is the question, how many times can you subtract 5 from 15? Let's find out. 15 minus 5 is 10, minus 5 is 5, minus 5 is 0. We run out of numbers at 0 and we have to stop. Therefore, we can subtract 5 from 15 3 times. Unlike multiplication, not only are we not told how many times to subtract, but the answer to the question is not the result of the subtractions. The answer is not 0. 0 just tells you when you have to stop subtracting. The answer to the question is the tally of subtractions. In other words, you have to count how many times you subtracted 5 from 15. That count is the answer. So the answer is 3, not 0. And yet, this is the question that connects multiplication and division. Think of it this way. If you can take 5 out of 15 3 times, then you can put 5 back into 15 3 times. That is, if 15 minus 5 minus 5 minus 5 equals 0, then 0 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. In other words, 15 divided by 5 equals 3 implies 3 times 5 equals 15. Also, 6 divided by 2 equals 3 implies 3 times 2 equals 6. And 12 divided by 3 equals 4 implies 4 times 3 equals 12, and so on. This is always true. And this is the idea of division. Now, you're probably thinking this is too easy and something is missing. Yes and no. In mathematics, we often distinguish between what it is and how to do it. The idea of division really is this simple. Doing division is not so simple. In the next videos, we will study some special cases.